Hello, this is Pixie. Just doing a quick review of my own book, actually. So there we go. My actual name is Peter Kennedy. So I produced this book. I've just got it just come through today. Actually, this is my type proof copy. So it's got different cases of missing people around the whole UK, and I've also included Ireland in the mix. So you've got different things about people that disappeared, as much as I can really find out. You've got some evil people like this priest here, who Brendan Smith, who used to abuse children. A lot of them ended up committing suicide, and things happened to them, so they might run away and stuff like that. So there's lots of different things I've covered. I've got the UFO side of things as well. Different sightings of UFOs. Stuff into Ireland to do with the motorways and electricity and connections to different types of UFOs. Story about some aliens. I've got different sort of UFO activity you get in areas where people disappear because there's no probable cause. They're just people sometimes just vanish, and nothing leads up to it. Sometimes you could say, oh yeah, they were depressed over this, over that. You know, they might have had bad news. They didn't have long to live, or something. They might have done something, or they might have dementia. But there's sometimes, if somebody's got dementia, they're not going to disappear off the face of the earth, because they wouldn't even. They would only have short bursts of depression, really, because they'd actually forget they're getting depressed. They wouldn't have a long-term focus on it. It just wouldn't feel like the same person. That's the issue they get. So yeah, it's different cases. I've got some stuff to do with other things that go on, like vampires, sort of like stories around areas. So where there's a kind of stories and mythology around an area, and then look if there's any kind of evidence to back up there's potentially something there. So there's lots of different stuff in here. Different story where someone's just getting creeped out. It could be the black-eyed children or something like that. And some other stuff. And at the beginning there's stuff to do with like Pediosaurus being seen as dinosaurs. And then I'll go into a bit more other detail, like things like where there's human trafficking. I talk about drugs that can be used to zombify people. We go into stuff to do with the industrial complex, different bases around, stuff to do with hybrids and aliens and sort of strange sightings of things. Talk about Nibiru and what that potentially could mean and how the orbit is. I think you've probably seen this thing where it's just like the planet's going up in a line, everything's spinning around it in a corkscrew. Well, I've looked at it like as it was a DNA strand. And so then on the other side of the DNA is the actual is the Nemesis system. So Nemesis and Soul, but every so often there's probably an overlap of them. So I look at that and MK Ultra, Voice of God technology, HARP, other stuff. I look at Jack the Ripper in the past, the Nazi connections between royal bloodlines and stuff like that. And other things, strange things that go on. So yeah, it's different effects, like, basically how a consciousness connects to another consciousness, like people have guide levels and other things like that. And I guess the ancestral type of things in the DNA, so yeah, Akashic records and so on. Multiverse, what's the possibility of that in the universe? Other things like the rainbows, rainbows into sort of dimensional. Then you've got like quantum computers and what God could be, and parallel simulations and all sorts of things are actually in the book. So there's quite a lot there, really. Basically, you can see the size of my hand, so it's not a small book I'm looking at down here. This is your A4. There's 390 pages. I think there's also at the back. I've probably got room for notes. I put a little bit for notes or something. I don't know. So you could write, just under my face. Yeah, you can write some notes under there if you sort of like, page 300 and whatever. That's my local area, or that's the strange. I've even got the M25 Ripper is in there as well. Lots of different things in there. odd things, and if there's any correlation between missing people and some of these cats that got mutilated and weird things like that. So where you can find us, if you are interested, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a perfect book, but I've just put a lot of work into it, and if you're into this type of stuff, it's definitely going to be for you. So you can find it at Lulu or Amazon, and I'll pop something in the link so you can look at it. Originally, when I rolled it out, I got slated slightly when I had it on the Kindle version, but since then I've basically picked through it and updated the material in it, and I've also added to it. That's why there's 390 pages in A4. There was in A5 it would probably stretch up to about virtually 800, so I thought 700 and something, and it's actually difficult to get produced like that. So anyway, this is Pixie signing off, and thanks for listening to me.